Hey everyone, welcome back. Before we start, please subscribe for more updates. Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Shinjuku, there lived a successful merchant named Haruto, known throughout the city for his business acumen. His house was a treasure trove of silk, gold, and exquisite artifacts from distant lands. People often marveled at the sight of Haruto striding through the streets, resplendent in fine garments, surrounded by admiring customers and envious peers. What many did and know was that Haruto's fortune was just built on hard work or good luck. It was also carefully cultivated by his 4 wives, each playing a unique role in maintaining and growing his wealth. The newest and perhaps most beloved of these 4 women was his 4th wife, Hana. Unlike the other wives, Hana had no particular skill set. Rather, she was celebrated for her unmatched beauty, graceful demeanor, and elegant charm. Haruto, a man who valued refinement and sophistication, doted on her. He lavished upon her the finest clothes and jewelry, often boasting about her 2 fellow partygoers, calling her his prized possession. Hana, in turn, seemed genuinely appreciative of Haruto's affection and the luxurious lifestyle he provided. She enjoyed being the center of attention, basking in the admiration of others as she accompanied her husband to social gatherings, always perfectly attired and flawlessly made up. His 3rd wife, Amy, was a skilled accountant, adept at numbers and managing records. With an easy smile and friendly charm, she was well liked in the community and often served as the face of Haruto's business when dealing with customers or partners. While Haruto appreciated Amy's competence and reliability, he was also aware of her flirtatious nature. There were times when he noticed her laughing a little too loudly or holding hands with male clients just within his sight. Although he never confronted her, a shadow of uncertainty lingered in his mind, wondering if Amy might eventually leave him for one of his business associates. Then there was Yuki, Haruto's 2nd wife, a calm and introspective woman who dedicated herself to spiritual pursuits. While she played a lesser role in the business compared to Amy, her wisdom and insight were invaluable to Haruto. In times of trouble or uncertainty, he often sought her out for advice. Finding solace in her composed presence and thoughtful guidance, Haruto respected Yuki deeply and trusted her judgment implicitly. He knew that while she might not be as flamboyant as Hana or as sharp in business as Amy, her quiet strength and gentle wisdom were essential to the balance of his life. Finally, there was Kori, Haruto's 1st wife and the mother of his children. Compared to the other 3, Kori was the quietest and most unassuming. She took care of the household duties, nurtured their children, and supported her husband's endeavors without drawing much attention to herself. Over the years, her once striking beauty had faded, and now she seemed content to simply fade into the background. Haruto, preoccupied with his business and his younger wives, rarely acknowledged her contributions or showed much interest in her life. He saw her as a part of the background, like the wallpaper in his home, something to be taken for granted because it had always been there. One evening, as Haruto sat alone in his room contemplating his life, he suddenly fell violently ill. Panic surged through him as he realized he might be nearing his mortal end. Summoning his servants, he instructed them to call his 4 wives to his bedside. Fearful for their master's health and unsure how to help, the servants scurried to carry out his command. As Hana entered the room, Haruto, weak but resolute, asked her, "I have loved you more than anyone else. Will you keep me company in death?" But Hana, ever self-centered, replied, "How can I bear to be with you in death when I can still enjoy life? You are dying. I will marry again and live joyfully. Why would I waste time mourning you?" Her words stung Haruto like a sharp blade. He recoiled in pain, both physically and emotionally, as he struggled to comprehend why his most beloved wife would abandon him in his hour of need. Amy arrived next, her usual cheerfulness dimmed by the gravity of the situation. Haruto, summoning his last bit of strength, asked her, "We have shared so much together. Will you not stay with me?" Amy, known for her ability to manage difficult situations, tried to put on a brave face for her husband's sake. But when she noticed the genuine anguish in his eyes, she couldn't bear to inflict further pain on him. Softening her tone, she responded, "Of course not. When you die, I will continue to live my life, find a new partner, and enjoy myself even more. Why would I stay with a dead man?" Her callous words echoed in the silent room, amplifying the depth of Haruto's despair, as he grappled with the realization that none of his wives would stay with him in death. His heart grew heavier with each passing moment. Yuki entered the room quietly, her serene presence offering a momentary respite from the turmoil in Haruto's heart. Haruto, his voice barely a whisper, asked her, "Among all my wives, you are the one I admire the most. Please stay with me." Recognizing the depth of her husband's sadness, Yuki understood that he was searching for comfort and support during his darkest hour. Gently placing her hand on his, she replied, "Haruto, I am sorry, but I can only walk with you to your grave, and beyond that, I cannot follow." Haruto's eyes filled with tears as he realized that even his most respected wife was not willing to defy the natural order of life and death. Finally, Cory appeared at the door, her silhouette framed by the soft glow of the hallway light. Haruto, his voice trembling with emotion, called out to her, "Cory, I have treated you poorly for so long. Will you come and keep me company?" Cory stepped into the room, her face etched with years of devotion and sacrifice. Ignoring the luxurious fabrics adorning her body, she approached her husband's bedside, kneeling beside him. "Of course I will accompany you, my lord. Wherever you go, I shall follow." Her unwavering loyalty and unconditional love brought tears to Haruto's eyes as he realized the true meaning of companionship and devotion. In the end, it was Cory, the quiet, unassuming wife, who had always stood by his side, who had remained steadfast in her commitment to him. He had neglected her for so long, failing to recognize the depth of her character and the strength of her love. Now, as he lay on his deathbed, he was left with nothing but admiration and regret for the wife he had taken for granted. When Haruto passed away, leaving behind a legacy of wealth and a broken heart, the townspeople gathered for his funeral. Among the mourners, there was Hana, his glamorous fourth wife, whose beauty and grace had captivated him, Amy, his shrewd third wife, whose business acumen had contributed significantly to his fortune, and Yuki, his serene second wife, whose wisdom and tranquility had offered him solace. They stood side by side, each representing a different facet of Haruto's life. However, it was Kori, his first wife, who walked ahead of them, carrying herself with quiet dignity. As they approached the burial site, the townspeople watched as Kori, with gentle steps and a resolute gaze, led the procession to its final destination. It was a solemn reminder of the unwavering bond between a husband and wife, a testament to the enduring power of love and loyalty. Now, listen closely, dear listeners, for this tale holds a profound message for us all. Our journey through life is much like Haruto's, filled with various companions who play vital roles in shaping our experiences. However, just as Haruto's wives represented different aspects of his life, so too do the chapters of our own lives. The fourth wife, much like Haruto's, can symbolize our physical body, the vessel that carries us through this earthly realm. We adorn it with fine clothing and ornaments, taking pride in its appearance. But remember, just as Hana abandoned Haruto in his final moments, our body will also leave us when we depart this world. The third wife embodies our wealth, possessions, and social status, things we often hold dear. Like Amy, these can bring us comfort and security, but ultimately they are not what truly matters when facing death. They are the things we may momentarily cling to, but will not provide solace in our final moments. The second wife symbolizes our family and friends, those who have shared our joys and sorrows throughout our lives. Much like Yuki, they have walked with us through many seasons, offering support and companionship. But remember, as Haruto learned, they can only accompany us to a certain point. When the time comes, they must bid us farewell, and can only watch as we take our final journey. And finally, the first wife, often overlooked and underestimated, represents our soul, the essence of who we truly are. Just as Haruto neglected Kori, we sometimes overlook the importance of nurturing our soul. However, it is our soul that endures beyond our physical existence. It is what we truly ought to cherish and care for it is our soul that will go with us beyond the veil. Therefore, just as Haruto wished he had treated his first wife better, we must ensure we tend to our soul. Let us fill it with love, kindness, and peace, for these are the things that will matter most when we depart this world. Thank you for listening to this Zen story. May it serve as a gentle reminder to cherish the moments we have, and to find joy in the simple, profound truths of life. If you found this story meaningful, please don't forget to hit the like button below and share it with your friends and family. Your support keeps us motivated to bring you more inspiring stories.